Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you also follow me on all my social media platforms to stay connected with all Keek on the Mic news. So, Bears fans, I have something interesting that I wanted to share with you guys on the podcast today, and it's in regards to wide receiver Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney appeared on the 33rd Team podcast with fellow receivers Amon-Ra St. Brown and Equinemius St. Brown. If you have never seen their podcast, make sure you go check it out. They have a bunch of different players within the division or outside of the division, just players in general, and just coming in and talking about football. It's a really interesting podcast. I would definitely go check it out. Anyway, Darnell Mooney actually appeared on the St. Brown Brothers podcast. He was basically asked what his expectations were for the 2023 NFL season. The Bears receiver and Darnell Mooney didn't mince his words. He basically said that he is done with earning the respect in the NFL. He wants to disrespect his opponents. And it was like a really good interview. You guys definitely go check out the whole interview, but I'm actually going to share a clip of what Darnell Mooney had to say when he was asked this question on the podcast. Check this out, Bears fans.
What are your expectations for the season? What are your goals? I don't know if you want to share them or not. You don't have to, but what are you looking forward to do this season personally, not team-wise?
Do whatever I can do for my team or whatever.
Right.
I mean, ball out, of course, dominate.
Uh-huh.
Not really on the respect my name anymore. I'm just going out for disrespect. I'm just disrespecting everybody now. So
Wow.
don't really care about respect no more.
Okay, I like that.
Other than that, I just want to win. I don't really care about anything else for real.
Bears fans, I absolutely love this response from Darnell Mooney. He was actually very candid in this whole interview. Obviously, I just showed you a little chunk of this interview because I felt like this little piece of this long interview on this podcast was the most interesting answer I've ever seen in my life. Darnell Mooney is done trying to earn respect from his peers or from other players or other analysts or media people. He wants to go out there and disrespect everyone, and he doesn't want to do it in a bad way. He's just done trying to make everyone happy. He understands that this is a big season for him. Obviously, he was lost last season and he underperformed, right, in some people's eyes. Obviously, he didn't play a whole season, but when he did get hurt and with that season-ending lower leg injury, he only had 493 yards and 2 touchdowns. So basically, in so many words, a lot of Bears fans gave up on Darnell Mooney. They're like, all right, I guess that's it for Darnell Mooney. I guess it's time to move on and get rid of Darnell Mooney. There was truly not only Bears fans, but a lot of other analysts saying that, what are they going to do with Darnell Mooney? Never once, even though Darnell Mooney got hurt, never once in my mind after Darnell Mooney got hurt was I thinking, oh, it's time to get rid of Darnell Mooney. I've always really liked Darnell Mooney, and I've always really liked the connection that Darnell Mooney had with Justin Fields. I think when you really watch the tape, Darnell Mooney, especially last year, Darnell Mooney was making a whole lot of plays for Justin Fields and for the Chicago Bears offense. So it was really unfortunate to see him get hurt and have that season-ending leg injury. But I can understand why Darnell Mooney is feeling this way. I can understand why he's feeling a little bit upset. And I think it's the lack of interest, right, from the media. And I know players shouldn't really focus on the media. They shouldn't care what they think. But it can definitely be frustrating that after you get hurt, people think you're just trash, right? You're just chopped liver now. And I can understand where he's coming from. So he's just a little bit upset because just a couple of years ago in 2021, Darnell Mooney cracked over 1,000 yards receiving. He looked like he was going to be possibly the Chicago Bears' #1 wide receiver. Obviously, at this point, we added DJ Moore. We added Tyler Scott. Obviously, you had Chase Claypool. So obviously, when you look at Darnell Mooney, he's clearly not going to be the #1 wide receiver. But I've said this many times on the podcast that I feel that Darnell Mooney can be a dynamic slot receiver in the NFL. And I think he has the possibility to dominate this season. And I think I like his mindset. It's all business for him. And truthfully, it has to be all business for Darnell Mooney. Just like I mentioned, we brought in Tyler Scott, a speedster out of Cincinnati, right? That's a possibility. He could possibly take Darnell Mooney's spot. Obviously, when you also look at Darnell Mooney and guys like Chase Claypool, they are on their last years of their rookie deal. So both of those guys have to come out and perform if they want to remain on the Chicago Bears. So I understand his mindset. It's all business. He wants to go out there and prove not only to himself, but the people around him that just because he was hurt, he's not trash. He's ready to come out and prove everyone wrong. I absolutely love that mindset. A lot of people may be like, well, Keek, why does this matter? It definitely matters, because if he is coming in with that mindset, that means we could expect big things from Darnell Mooney. And if we can expect big things from Darnell Mooney, if he's in that mindset where he's like, it's time to disrespect everyone in my way, and if you're in my way, you better be ready, that's going to be good for Justin Fields, because that gives Justin Fields yet another weapon in Darnell Mooney. And like I said, I'm super excited to have Darnell Mooney back. I think he's going to have a really good season, especially that since not all the focus is on him trying to be the number one wide receiver. We understand that DJ Moore is number one. Some people may even say that Chase Claypool is the number 2 wide receiver on the Bears depth chart. That means that Darnell Mooney would possibly be wide receiver number 3 for the Chicago Bears. And in my personal opinion, that's a damn good wide receiver number 3 for any depth chart in the entire NFL. So I'm excited for Darnell Mooney coming back this year to this offense. I feel like he's going to have a really big year. And I just wanted to share this with you guys because I just found it really interesting that when you usually watch Darnell Mooney, he's a very funny guy, right? He's a very playful guy. But in this interview, he was all business. Nope, I'm here to disrespect people and basically prove people wrong, and I'm absolutely here for it. Before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this one question. What was your reaction to the little clip I showed you in today's video of Darnell Mooney basically saying that he wants to disrespect his opponents? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Kick on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Kick on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.